Hey there, friends. Today, we're diving into a truly fascinating story, the life of Buddha. You've probably heard his name tossed around quite a bit, but there's so much more to his journey than just a name. So, grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's chat about how Siddhartha Gautama transformed from a royal prince to a spiritual icon who inspires millions around the globe. First, let's set the stage. We're talking about ancient India, around the 6th century BCE, a time when spirituality was on everyone's mind. People were exploring different philosophies and religions, trying to make sense of life's big questions. It was a vibrant cultural backdrop that really shaped the way Siddhartha's story unfolds. Let's rewind to Siddhartha's beginnings. Born to King Suddhodana and Queen Maya in Lumbini, there were some serious signs indicating he was destined for greatness. People even said he'd either become a great king or a spiritual leader. Imagine the kind of pressure that could create, right? Now, as a young prince, Siddhartha lived a life filled with luxury, fancy clothes, delicious food, and all the comforts of the palace. But here's the twist. Despite all these comforts, he was kept sheltered from the harsh realities of life. That is, until one day, he ventured out and encountered what are known as the four sights. These sights, a frail old man, a sick person, a dead body, and a wandering monk, blew his mind. Siddhartha realized that life wasn't just about living in luxury. It came with suffering and impermanence. So he made a bold decision to leave everything behind in search of greater truths. This moment is known as the Great Renunciation, and it was a huge turning point in his life. Once he left the palace, Siddhartha embarked on a quest for enlightenment. He tried it all: extreme asceticism, meditative practices, living on nothing. Nothing seemed to work, and he was literally starving himself. Eventually, he learned that the extreme wasn't the answer. Instead, he discovered something called the middle way, a balanced approach to life that avoids the extremes of indulgence and deprivation. So, here's where it gets super interesting. Siddhartha sat down under a huge Bodhi tree and decided he wasn't getting up until he found the answer to life's biggest questions. He meditated deeply, facing his fears and desires. And guess what? After several nights, he achieved enlightenment. He became known as the Buddha, which means the awakened one. Now that he was enlightened, what did Buddha do? He started sharing his wisdom. One of the first things he taught were the Four Noble Truths. They addressed the nature of suffering, its cause, and how to overcome it. Alongside that, he introduced the Eightfold Path, a practical guide to living a fulfilling life. These teachings remind us that suffering is a part of life, but there's a way out of that cycle through mindfulness, ethical living, and wisdom. After his enlightenment, Buddha didn't just chill under the tree and bask in his newfound wisdom. Oh no, he hit the ground running. He gave his first sermon at Sarnath, where he shared his insights with 5 former companions. This marked the beginning of the Sangha, or the community of followers. Soon, his teachings began to spread like wildfire across India and even beyond. The impact of Buddha's teachings is truly incredible. They influenced not just India, but various cultures and religions around the world. Different schools of Buddhism emerged, each interpreting his teachings in unique ways. But the core message remains the same: mindfulness, compassion, and striving for enlightenment. Even today, Buddha serves as a shining beacon of wisdom in our quest for a more peaceful existence. As we wrap up this chat, it's clear that the story of Buddha is not just about a historical figure from centuries ago. It's about lessons we can apply to our own lives today. From renouncing materialism to embracing compassion, there's a lot we can learn from his journey. So what do you think? Are you inspired to explore a bit of Buddhism in your life? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe for more explorations into history, spirituality, and the surprising stories that shape our world. Until next time, keep seeking your truths and shining bright.